Hey guys, how's it going? Ghostly Rich here today, and today we are going to be talking about the parts that just arrived. As you can see, we got the new AC condenser, we got the new radiator, we got the new radiator support, we got the two support brackets for the radiator support, and we have the center, which is the hood latch support. So now we can technically put the front end back together, kind of, except for what piece are we missing? Well, Unitronic is sending it over our way. We're getting the new intercooler from Unitronic. They're sending it over so I can do a bit of an install with it. Thanks again for Mark, of course, hooking me up with that, and John for putting me in touch with Mark. And then on top of that, if you look over here, we've got the new grill. It's badgeless. Paul from PG Performance hooked me up with that. Thanks again, Paul, if you actually watch these videos. Again, if you are looking for any performance upgrade, I can't thank Paul enough. He put me in touch with Unitronic when I first started out with the GTI and everything like that. Definitely a good guy. So that's going to help us put together this portion. Let's go inside the car and show you what we're dealing with. So if we hop in now, you can see I'm going to have to unplug a few things like the airbags up front because we're going to have to do that. But we'll have to do the pulling the negative off again so that way we can properly mount those sensors because they're not properly mounted right now. But if we go and we turn this on, and I'll turn this all the way down, first thing it's going to tell me is that the radiator is overheating because there's no radiator on the front end of it right now, so the sensors have nothing to read. You can also see the steering wheel and the battery and the EPC because of pulling the light. Same with the traction control. That's all from pulling the light. If I actually put on my seatbelt right now, that'll go away. And of course, same with the brake depress right now. It's because our brake is not pressed. And that's because we have no headlights and fog lights in right now. And the check engine light, well, for obvious reasons, because there's no cooling and stuff. Ooh, presente. This is my fridge. It's made by Frigidaire. It's a beautiful fridge. Aha. Right support. Wow. Unbox the new rad support. Looks good. Has everything that it should. Has the breather here. Has our bolt parts right here for our bumper. I'm just going to take our rebar bumper right here, slip it on, and maybe I'll quickly tighten those 4 bolts so we can take a look at it. Gonna look sweet. Quickly pop this off. Ta-da! We're good. The only thing that looks a little shady on the whole thing is the center support here, but it bolted in perfectly fine. I'm still getting another weld tacked on right here. If you look, one of the welds let go. This weld's fine. This weld let go. So I'm gonna get my buddy with a welder to quickly shoot that weld before I put this 100% like I put the bumper cover on. But for now, this is actually bracing it just fine for the hood support. The screws went back in perfectly fine, and I pulled on that, it moves it, and I haven't tried to sink the latch in, but I know that the internal mechanism is moving, which is good. Now that we have all of that ringing a bell and doing its ring-a-ding-a-ling, I also bolted the bumper to it, tightened that down. One thing to remember, especially if you're doing this, is just to be very gentle with these. They're metal in plastic. They're just riv nuts. And if you go and start ripping on those things really hard, it could start spinning, and then your life's really not going to be great. So just make sure when you're cranking those guys down, you remember that you are cranking into a threaded piece of metal, yes, but it is in plastic.
Looking sort of like a car again. Got the rad support all in.
Checking out the new badgeless grill. And I think that's where I stop. This is where I'm going to stop until I get the rest in. But everything is looking nice. None of this is really tied in. I just wanted it to make sure everything kind of is going to line up 100%. And it does. Makes me super happy to know that I got to this point. So things that I need to do on the day of when I get my big VW order: water pump, timing cover to upper, and I'm also going to do, then once I get the intercooler, I can finish off the inside there, and this is already ready to go. This actually just comes off really easy. You just undo these 2 bolts, and then the 4 on each side of the bumper, and the whole centerpiece and support will come off. Very cool. It's very nice to see it coming back together. Anyways, stay tuned next week. That is when I should hopefully have all the other parts in. All depends because of shipping right now and how crazy things are. But if it does come, I'm going to be super excited.